Hello, I'm Jeff Jones, Admin Bar Request Territory Director EMEA, and today I thought I'd do a short how-to on our pre-approval forced elevation feature. So this request actually came in today and I thought I'd do a quick video how-to. So what's this all about then? So the particular inquiry that came in was if I have a user that is running Admin Bar Request and the user's running command prompt non-elevated, as I'm doing here, you can tell because there is no word administrator in the top left of the command prompt window. If I'm in a non-elevated command prompt, can I elevate an application from here? That is sort of the question we were asked. So you can see above here, I've got two executables in this folder, in the zips folder. One is putty, which is a kind of SSH terminal application, not usually elevated, but it's just here to as an example. And then below that we've got Rufus, which is the USB formatting tool. Now Rufus is a manifest executable, so that means that the you can see the little shield here. That means that the executable needs admin rights to run, so it's going to be forced to run elevated. So if I was to just click on Rufus or right click and go run as administrator, you'd see we get the Admin Bar Request prompt, in which case we get the approval prompt. If, on the other hand, I try and run this manifest application from the command line, like so, you'll see we get the native UAC prompt. So this is not ideal, but of course it's because the command prompt on which this process is launching is not privileged, and therefore it's not going to allow you to launch that manifest file. So how are we going to allow this user to launch these things as admin, but without giving them the permission to elevate command prompt itself as admin, which is perhaps for this particular user too much admin for them? And the answer is to create this special pre-approval rule called force elevate rule. So to do that, I'm going to go over to the audit log and I'm going to go and find a previous Rufus application that we've done before. So you can see I've got I can filter and I can go and have a look in one of these audit logs and break it open, and then I can basically pre-approve this file, put it in my subsetting that I've created for applications, and here I'm going to choose the force elevate pre-approval mode, and I'm going to change the file name to just Rufus because that's what I'm using, and then the hash, obviously it's the file's unique hash. So I'm going to hit save. That's good. And then back over on the endpoint, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run this file again, but this time instead of getting that native Windows UAC prompt, we're going to get the Admin Bar Request kind of consent yes no prompt. There we go. So I can hit yes, and then the application will now start and it will run as admin, and just to prove that I can go to my task manager and you can see Rufus, and there's the elevated column here, so it's definitely elevated. Okay, so that kind of shows you how that works. Oops, just to close that there. Very good. Okay, so we could also, so putty is something else that we could do. So again, all I need to do is go to the audit log, find a previous elevation. So I think there's a few down here. I can just go straight down here and do that. Pre-approve the file. Again, create the force elevate rule, and that should be good. Save. Like so. So now we've got a rule in for the Rufus force elevate, and we've got a rule in for the putty force elevate as well. And if I type in putty now, so before this just ran the application non-elevated, but now if I hit putty, you'll see I get the Admin Bar Request consent prompt, and putty elevates like so. And again, I can go into the task manager and have a look to see that putty is indeed running. Where's putty? There it is. You can see it is definitely elevated. Now this technique is quite frequently used for running applications in scripts that you want to elevate. Now the one issue with that, of course, is that if you're running this thing in a script like so, you get this interactive pop-up here with a yes or no. So that's obviously going to stop your script. So one way to work around that would be to change the user confirmation setting, which is in advanced, to turn that off. Let's hit save, like so. And then back on the endpoint, if we rerun this command, with the user confirmation turned off, that means that you're not going to get this interactive prompt. You're going to get like a little splash down the bottom right hand side, but there won't be any need for user input. There we have it. Okay, so now putty launches, no interaction required, and I can run that from a non-elevated command prompt, and that works very nicely. So that is how you can do elevations from a non-privileged command prompt. Now, there are some sort of what I'd call health warnings relating to the use of force elevate. So some kind of rules. So the first rule would be do not use force elevate rule for anything that is a file that's part of the Windows kind of subsystem, like System32 or something like that. So that is a big no. Also, do not use it for anything that is being run as a service. I would also recommend not using it for anything even that is called a generic name like setup.exe or install.exe. That can cause issues. So really, you want to be using it for quite non-generically named things and things that are quite obviously a kind of portable executable that is not going to interfere with any other parts of your operating system. And I would also probably recommend that you put your forced elevate pre-approval rules in a sort of separate subsetting for sort of testing, just to see that they are okay. So there are some executables when you use the forced elevate rule, you can get the way they're made, you can get all sorts of looping going on, and you then end up with loads of admin bar request processes in your task manager. So it is something that you need to be careful to use. Okay, so that's pretty much all there is to know about the pre-approval force elevation rule. And as I said before, just be careful how it's used and you should be fine. But anyway, that's all for now. Toodaloo and goodbye.